I'm about to head off on another fantastic road trip. This time I'm heading to South Australia. I'll be visiting some places I haven't been to for 30 odd years, as well as a couple of new places. First off, heading to Renmark in the Murray River region, and of course that whole area was devastated just a couple of months ago with terrible floods, the worst for 70 years. So we'll see how that's looking. From there, we're off to Adelaide for 4 days of exploring in and around that city. I imagine it's changed a lot since I was last there. Then we board the Pacific Explorer for a 4-night cruise to Port Lincoln and Kangaroo Island. And I haven't been on a P&O cruise for about 7 years, so it'll be interesting to see how that's changed. But you do pack a lot of fun into just a short time on those short cruises. From there we head to Mount Gambier, and that had quite a lasting impression from when I was last there in '92. Just incredible amount of scenery around there. It's quite a spectacular region. And from there we head to Cape Bridgewater for a coastal walk before heading home. Now I will be travelling with an old mate, probably won't show his face though because his parole officer would be mighty unimpressed, I'd imagine. So that's it, time to hit the road. Just had to drop the dogs off in Mildura, and thought I'd take the time to come and have a look at the Rio Vista homestead, which is a really impressive old homestead in the town. And one of the best things about coming here to look around is it's absolutely free. Not many things you can do these days for free. It's located right next door to the Mildura Arts Centre, and just had a look at the shows that are coming up for the next few months. There's about 4 or 5 of them that'd be really good. So this is a really well run place and well worth a visit. So once inside the house, you've got this, get out! So once inside the house, there's this beautiful staircase, and just off to the side, sitting room there. And in here, which is what really impresses me, is the formal dining room. Very, very classy. So here's one of the original residents from the 1800s. Just outside of Renmark now, and this is the mighty Murray River. Today we've done something that most people will never get to do. We've been to 3 states in one day, which is pretty rare. Now the Murray is regarded as Australia's greatest river. It starts in the northeast mountains of Victoria. It's a stream, and ends up travelling 2,700 kilometres through multiple cities and towns, finishing just near Adelaide. And it is in fact regarded as one of the world's longest navigable rivers. So it's a fantastic place for houseboats and fishing and all sorts of activities. Well, a little bit further up the road is a place called the Heading Lookout, and I'm going to call it now. This is probably the most sensational view of the Murray River I've ever seen. Beautiful spot. We're now at a place called Gulwa, and that's Aboriginal for elbow, and this is the actual mouth of the Murray River. So after travelling 2,700 kilometres, this is where it ends. We're at Gulwa station, about to catch the Cockle train. This tourist train goes to Victor Harbour and back. It takes about an hour and a half. And unlike most tourist trains, it's good value at $35. The reason why it's called the cockle train is that Goolwa Beach is known for being covered in cockles. So that was the reason for the nickname, and I believe it was the first railway line in South Australia. Just a little bit bumpy. That might all change because the election coming up and the current program is going to make all the cost of labour more national by 2028. Good luck with that. So from Victor Harbour there's a causeway across to Granite Island, and there's a 90-minute walk around the island there. We're about to head off and do that before it gets too hot. It's going to be 38 degrees today, which is very hot for a seaside town. It's a view of Victor Harbour from Granite Island, starting out on the walk. Beautiful spot. Yes, looking back towards Victor Harbour from one of the lookouts. There's several of them on the track. Just while we're looking at Greg here, just a reminder that it is Gay Pride Week. Not really my thing, but each to their own, huh, Greg? So this is the southernmost point of Granite Island. Head another 6,000 kilometres in that direction and you'll hit Antarctica eventually. It's definitely on the bucket list to get there one day. Yeah, you can't come to McLaren Vale without going to one of the local wineries. This is the Fox Creek Winery, and nice cheese and fruit platter with a Sauvignon Blanc to wash it down. Beautiful. We've come to the Botanic Gardens in Adelaide city centre. Big fan of Botanic Gardens these days for a couple of reasons. One is because they're very tranquil places to visit, very colourful, and another is that it's free entry and there's not that many things you can do these days for free. And even better, every day at 10:30 they have a free guided walk, so we're just waiting for that to start. Not wrong. This is Glenelg Beach. Really good spot for fish and chips lunch, and walking up to the end of the pier here looking back at the beach. Only takes about 50 minutes on the tram to get here from the centre of Adelaide, and only costs $4. So it's a really good activity. This is the Hague's chocolate shop. There's a few other shops in Adelaide itself. Been around since 1915, and just tried a few samples out. Absolutely delicious. So come to Adelaide, definitely try the Hague's chocolate. We're at Mount Lofty, looking out over Adelaide City. It's about a 20-minute ride up here. There are lots of bushwalks that come up this way as well, but it's pretty steep terrain to get here. There's Glenelg, where we were the other day. Well, this is the view from out in the garden at Mount Lofty House, and what a spectacular spot to sit and have a coffee. Incredible. Well, this is the impressive Mount Lofty House. Just went in there for a sticky beak at the place and a coffee, and found the staff to be exceptionally friendly, and the rooms look brilliant. So definitely on the to-do list for sure. Mount Lofty has its own botanic gardens, and just in this little area here you'll notice 4 or 5 different shades of green. Just a really peaceful and tranquil place to visit. Also in the Adelaide Hills is the German settlement of Harndorf, with lots of original buildings here, sandstone cottages and tree-lined streets. Very pretty place. According to TripAdvisor, one of the best places for lunch is the German Arms Hotel. Certainly looks nice. It's a light lunch of German sausages. There's about 5 or 6 sausages here, and pretzels and potato bake as well. It is for 2 though, it's a sharing plate, and washed down with a nice German ale. Fortunately left enough room for dessert and this beautiful apple strudel with cream and ice cream. Yum. It's Australia's largest beer stein, holds 12 litres. Just enough, I think. Today we boarded the Pacific Explorer for a 4-night cruise out of Adelaide. It's pretty good timing because the forecast for the next 4 days is around 40 degrees each day, so nice to be out at sea and enjoying the cool breeze. The Explorer is an older ship, but it's great value. What you get for money is hard to beat. So tomorrow we're in Port Lincoln. It's the first port. One of the fun things about being on the cruise is trying all the different restaurants on board. This one's named after a couple of girls that I know. It's called the Dragon Lady, and it's obviously Asian inspired.
Time that we choose, 'cause I don't mind doing nothing, as long as nothing is with you. I don't mind doing nothing, as long as nothing is with you.
Tonight we're in the waterfront restaurant, and the highlight dessert is the pavlova. Looks terrific. Can't wait to get stuck into this. Sailing off to Port Lincoln.
1, 2. All right, guys. Here we go. Here's the money. All right. Here we go. Oh, that's good. Magic. Did you feel it? You did. All right. That's good. That's good. All right. Voila. Oh. All right. Roll. I think the money's there. Just let go for a minute. 1, 2, 3. Voila. And there's the... Sorry, Bruce. Bruce, I'm really sorry about that. At least you get $100 worth, mate. Oh, there's kids in the audience. I didn't pop without touching. Magic, real magic. I'll try myself first. Here we go. I'll take 3 cards away. Here we go. 1, 2. Look. There's another one. 3. Oh, look. Magic. Oh, did you feel the cards go across? Oh, I want you to take them out. The cards. Count them in my hand. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Have a look. Is there anything there? Have a look. Check. Are you sure? I don't believe it. Let me have a look. How many do you have? 6. Count them in my hand. Go on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, how about that?
We've arrived in Port Lincoln, which is best known for tuna fishing, and it's like a pretty quiet sort of place. We'll get off the ship soon and go and have a look around before it gets too hot. Here's the statue of Makybe Diva, the only horse to ever win 3 Melbourne Cups. The reason why she's here is the owners came from Port Lincoln. For my overseas friends, I'd recommend, if you're interested, having a look at the 2005 Melbourne Cup, which was her 3rd. And in that race she was buried back on the field, back in the field on the fence with top weight. And coming around the home turn, it wasn't looking too good, but she pushed her way out and came down the outside and created one of the great moments in Australian sport. It's a monument to Matthew Flinders, who explored this region on the Investigator in 1802. He's thought to be the first person to ever refer to anyone as an Australian. Good trivia question. It's heading off now to our next port, which is Kangaroo Island. A little bit of information about the island. It was discovered in 1802 by Matthew Flinders, and it was named Kangaroo Island because of the mobs that they found there, and it provided the crew with fresh meat that they hadn't had for months. Just be aware if you are planning to visit, it's a ridiculously expensive destination. The ferry from Adelaide only takes about 45 minutes, but to take your vehicle over, it's around $400 return. And to hire a car there around the island, tomorrow it was they were charging about $200, so won't be doing any of that. Just have a bit of a look around. It's Gatsby night tonight, so a lot of people dressed up in 1920s gear. Some of them I think are from the 1920s.
Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you miss me. While I'm alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me.
A bit more information about KI. It has a population of 4,500, and it's much bigger than what I thought. It's has a total of 540 kilometres of coastline. Lots of nature trails. There's one trail that you can walk that's 61 kilometres, and there's no doubt it's an absolutely pristine, beautiful place, but there's also no doubt that everything here costs double what it should, which I think is a disappointment, because they'd get a lot more people here if they weren't ripping everyone off. It's the last night on the cruise and heading off to Mount Gambier tomorrow. 6-hour road trip from Adelaide. Found this short cruise to be a lot of fun. The staff are trying really hard, and there's a lot to like about being on a P&O cruise, but you've got to come on with the right attitude. I've seen a few grumpy, whinging people around, but if you want to complain about things, better off staying home. Just come on for a bit of fun. In the middle of town in Mount Gambier is the Umfeston sinkhole. It's an amazing, huge hole in the ground that you wouldn't even know it was here unless you were directed here. And you can walk right down into the cave. Well, just across the road from the post office is another giant sinkhole. This one's called Cave Gardens, and from what I recall from 30 years ago, you used to be able to climb right down into the cave. It's no longer the case. I guess they stopped that because of vandalism or safety, who knows. Lots of colourful flowers around Cave Gardens, very well maintained. Here is the famous Blue Lake. It's just on the edge of town of Mount Gambier. The blue colour comes from the volcanic rocks. The whole area of Mount Gambier is surrounded by extinct volcanoes, and today the colour's not as brilliant as it can be with the grey skies, but still gives you a good idea as to how amazing it is. Just across from the Blue Lake is the Green Lake, which turns a distinctive shade of green, again because of the volcanic rocks. At Cape Bridgewater, the seal walk that was planned for today has been abandoned due to bad weather. It's raining and 16 degrees. It's a bit disappointing. It was 39 yesterday, but it's one thing you can't control. But this whole area looks like a terrific spot for extended stay, a holiday. Very relaxing and lots to see. And looking up from a bit higher on the trail, here's the beach area. On a fine day, this would be absolutely unbelievable. Definitely plan to come back here another day and do the full walk. It's a 2-hour return trip, so that's pretty easy. There's also a cruise tour that takes you out to a small island where all the seals are, and that's only $50, so great value. Also at Cape Bridgewater is the petrified forest. These are hollowed out columns of limestone that resemble dead tree trunks. Nothing to do with trees at all. It's all about the limestone that's been eroded over the years. Dinner at the Barn restaurant just out of town. One of the best steaks you'll ever get. I'm back at the Blue Lake this morning with the sun out today. I don't know if it comes through in the video, but it's definitely a bluer shade to the lake. It's an incredible place. There is a walk you can do around the lake as well. I believe it's about 2 hours. This is Warracknabeal in the Wimmera region, where it's all about wheat and sheep, and a lot of old buildings, and from what I've seen, a lot of old people too.